Okay, I was on the day of the fight that led to the order of protection being served against me, and the fight certainly had something to do with it. And I'm trying to go through this and see, okay, what did I do that prompted her to feel she had to do something, or maybe I try to look it up, down, sideways, back and forth, every way I can to see if I could have done anything to have prevented this. And so I'll get into that. For some reason, I missed an email on December 11th of the 15th. And it's nothing really. Lori says, your mother says, Juliette mentioned that I have something of yours and want it back. What is it? I can't remember. And I said the big blue container that I gave the toys back in. Let me know about seeing her and if we can have her evaluated for social anxiety disorder. So on December 11th, here again, I am asking her to see a doctor about the social anxiety disorder. And she writes back, do you want to borrow the blue plastic block? It's from my storage. I was planning to fill it with Halloween stuff. I know Juliette, that was my blue box, whatever. Okay. I know Juliette suffers social anxiety. She knows too. So here your mother is on December 11th admitting that Juliette suffers from social anxiety disorder. And Juliette, you know it too, she says. Your mother says, when she was little, I had her in a social group for kids. She saw a therapist. I mentioned it to you one time. You got angry about it. You said I was making her feel like something was wrong with her and that she didn't need pills or therapy. Perhaps you didn't remember any of that. Well, yeah, I do have an issue with this postmodern, politically correct thing where half the kids in school are on Ritalin or antidepressants, and all we're doing is bringing them into a Huxleyan world where they're all doped up, and no wonder they're screwed up. However, there are a lot of people, including kids, that do need medicine. And if I had any idea that Juliette was seriously ill, of course I would have agreed to have her take medicine. But a lot of people, I think including your mother, think that, send her to therapy, that's the answer. Like all the therapist does is listen to your problems and says, what do you think, So this is, and they charge a mountain of money. It's a bit of a con game. Not all of them, but basically it is. A woman therapist we like a lot on maternity leave. She will probably start up again. I hope to see Juliette soon. I see this worries me because I'm feeling that this woman is Lori's friend and Juliette's therapist, which is a conflict of interest as far as I'm concerned. But maybe not. I don't want to presume anything or accuse Juliette, your mother, of anything. I don't know for a fact that is true. I'm just suggesting that it was a concern. Juliette, your mother writes, Juliette has refused to take any pills. I want her to take a homeopathic remedy with 0 side effects, and she would not. Well, good for you, Juliette, because homeopathic is bullshit. Does not work. It's for crazy people. It's basically nothing but plain water. And anybody who believes in it is a nut job. Also, your mother writes, also I wonder about side effects of medicines. Well, all medicines have side effects. But if the medicine helps her, wouldn't that be better than some of the side effects? Come on now. She writes, to get assessed, she would need to see a psychiatrist who dispenses meds who is on her healthcare plan, and there's always a copay. How do you suggest telling her this idea? Okay, she's asking me how to break the news to you about why you need to see a psychiatrist, okay? And this was turned against me in court. I write back. I thought it was my blue tub. Maybe I'm wrong, okay? So I'm not going to quibble over something like a plastic container. I was fine with Juliette until I saw a big change at 13. Now I agree. Getting her evaluated and getting her some meds for anxiety probably would be for the best. Every day she suffers with it, and I feel terrible for her. I will do anything to help you with this, and I want Juliette to be happy. I have learned a lot about social anxiety disorder lately and see it is definitely what she suffers from. And just some of the right meds may make her feel better and happier, and that is what I want. She doesn't need to be on meds forever. I have already talked with her about it, and she is agreeable to it. I talked to Juliette about it, and she was agreeable to it. So I don't know where you're coming from or what she's telling you. I guess what stays in mommy's home, said mommy's home, I won't go there. I can admit when I have been wrong about something, but that doesn't matter. Only thing that we have to do is the right thing for Juliette. And I always have made this the premise of any argument I've had with your mother. No matter what we disagree on, we've got to agree on what is best for you. Lori writes back, it's my blue thing because I still see the label on my side. Okay, all right, have your blue thing, whatever. I'll look online to see what Juliette's insurance allowed. I would have paid for it out of my own pocket, but your mother is delaying this, and she's delaying this because she doesn't want the stigma of having a child that has a problem, okay? And then I write back, okay. And the reason I forwarded that to February 6th because I wanted to remind myself that this conversation did go down. It did happen, all right? Now, the big fight lasted all day on the 22nd. Your mother in court said it lasted just about 2 hours. And it goes downhill really fast because this is what I said. And they used this against me in court. And they didn't read my whole email. They just wrote one part of one sentence. And I'll read it. I had to talk with her about how I have a mental illness myself where I get fixated on something and lose my temper and can't help myself from doing it and feel terrible afterwards. I know you are busy, but you'll read this sometime. It may hurt her to be criticized, but it hurts me to have a daughter that will never talk to me. I never know what she thinks of me or ever will until the day I die. I think I've read this already, okay? And your mother writes back, I'll write back, so tired all this weekend. Whenever your mother wants to buy time, that's what she does. She says, I'm tired, I'll write back. And then, the same day, later on, she writes, hi Lyle, Julia is invited to a sleepover this weekend, so she's going to do that. You said you might have flu. I assume you have stuff like soup and NyQuil. Feel better. Okay, this is the narcissist that is trying to be nice to you in the short term when they've got the knife ready to plunge in your back with the other hand. Because there is no sleepover. She's now in the process of keeping me from ever seeing you again. And starting with taking away my Saturday night visit. And so I said, so she can sleep over Saturday night instead? And your mother goes, Juliette can't see you this weekend because she has an opportunity to spend the weekend with Ursula and her family. They're going upstate to the country house to check on it. Oh, wow. Now, where did that come from? All of a sudden now, there's no reason why I can't see her at all this weekend. Okay, so as your mother's scrambling, I get another email, and I'm going to stop here because the next email that she sends is the one that got me convicted of order of protection and it's a lie. And it was a shock to me. And even though I tried to defend myself by putting my defense in writing, all they did was read part of the email. And this is a disgrace. It's a tragedy. And it is morally corrupt. And I here am not to bash your mother, but your mother's about to do something that is about the lowest thing a human being can do. Sorry.